Donald Trump is the worst president of the United States for America's children. The worst president American children have ever had in terms of their health, their education, the clean, safe environment in which they can thrive, including safety from gun violence, I would add, the job, economic security of their families, and a future that is fair and just in terms of yes, the planet, the air they breathe, but also the economic situation they're in. And he is giving them as a gift a $600 billion increase in the national debt for them to pay off as he takes away health care from them, takes down the Department of Education, and the rest of it. And that to this very point, the air they breathe, the water they drink, he doesn't care.
Thank you. Well, all of you, given that the renewable liquid fuel incentives in IRA, it's one of the few clean fuel, climate-related provisions to survive the current administration and Republican majority. Could you address how you view the role of liquid biofuels in reducing emissions, and do you support ethanol, E15 legislation that farm state legislators are trying to push through?
Well, let me generally comment on the assault on the Inflation Reduction Act and the clean energy economy. And as Democrats, we're united in pushing back against the damage that was done, notwithstanding the fact that there were several, more than 20 House Republicans who said, hands off the clean energy tax credits and provisions in the Inflation Reduction Act, and then, of course, bent the knee to Donald Trump as soon as he ordered them to decimate the overwhelming majority. So we think that there's a lot of repair work that has to be done in order to get back to the place where we are standing up a clean energy economy for the good of the climate, for the good of communities across the country, the jobs that are created, the economic development, the lowering of electricity prices, particularly in an environment now where, because of the rise of artificial intelligence, we're going to see exponential demand for energy, and we shouldn't be cutting things back. So in terms of ethanol and that particular dynamic, it's in the mix of things, right? Important to remain a part of the picture related to the future, but I'm really concerned about the damage that was done to renewables, to wind, to solar, and to the opportunity that really was groundbreaking coming out of the Inflation Reduction Act.
As the ranking member on Environment and Public Works, I've told Republicans that it's something I'm certainly willing to consider, but waiting for their first offer. Should we do one more, and then the speaker and the leader have to go?
Speaking of climate and the administration, tomorrow the administration has announced it's going to issue new regulations, pretty much gutting the Endangered Species Act. One of them says that it will not be able to consider matters such as climate change in listing species as endangered. I wonder, what's your reaction to that? Are you going to oppose that?
Of course, this is all in keeping with their, well, let me say, use the president's language. He said this whole climate issue is the biggest con job in American history, always projecting his own vulnerability onto others. President Trump is the biggest con job in American history. And so what they're doing, again, this is God's creation. Everything in nature is connected. You can't just say we're going to do this or that and connect it from everything else in nature. But it's just as that's how they treat people. We don't want to have any differentiation with people either. That's why you have to have truth. We have to make sure people are not apathetic about listening to what is at stake here, truth and trust in the collaboration that we want to have. Collaboration, the transparency of it all. And what they're doing, that's almost irreversible. That's why it's really important for us to win this election so that we at least can hold up some of that. And then hopefully we can have some truth and trust in the Supreme Court so they don't let him get away with destroying God's creation.
One of the points I made in Brazil is that at events like the COP, you see the smiling mask of the fossil fuel industry.
Oh my God, they're in heaven.
But if you want to see their true face, you look at what they are having the Trump administration do. And the depravity of the corruption, the depravity of the lying, and the disinterested in anybody's well-being other than the big donors, that's the true face of the fossil fuel industry, and we need to recognize that. Thank you all very much, and thank you particularly to the leader and Speaker Maddox for coming over.
Thank you. Did you want to say something on that?
No,
Well, what about the Endangered Species Act?
Okay.
yeah. The failure to protect endangered species represents an assault on the divine creativity of Almighty God, and we plan to strongly oppose it.
The Democrats about arresting him and death threats, just given the fact that they these are five.
It's an outrageous, unconscionable, unhinged, and un-American statement. We've issued a strong response. The Democrats have issued a strong response. We'll have more to say about it later.
Is it this one? Is it this one? Or this one? Check, 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 check. Check, 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 check. This guy? We should just kill it in future press conferences. Well, that's the problem. Yeah, just leave it down. Hopefully someone will figure it out. Actually, maybe I'll mention it to Mike.